Good morning, welcome to the Somerville MARAC. My name's Andy Timms and I'm the DI from Somerville and I'm chairing the MARAC this morning.
MARAC is a multi-agency risk assessment conference where partner agencies come together to discuss high-risk domestic abuse victims.
What I'd like to do now is everybody to introduce themselves. Let's start on my left and start with the police.
I'm DS Molly Scott from the Public Protection Unit.
Hi, I'm Sally Smith and I'm from Children's Services.
Hi, Helen Jones, Health Visitor.
Good practice is for the chair to ask each representative to introduce themselves and the organisation that they represent.
Hi, I'm Eve Lewis, I'm from A&E.
Tom Fowler on behalf of Probation.
There are 8 core agencies that include the police, mental health services, substance misuse, the IDVA service, health, children's social care, housing and probation, and they're the core agencies that we say your MARAC should always have.
So the information discussed by the agency representatives within the ambit of this meeting is strictly confidential and must not be disclosed to third parties who have not signed up to the MARAC information sharing protocol. The role of the MARAC chair is firstly to ensure that confidentiality is upheld and that all the members are aware of that confidentiality, the information sharing protocol that should be in place, and also to ensure that everybody has a voice within that meeting so that they can share their information, they can put forward their ideas with regard to the action plans, they can identify the risks.
The chair of the MARAC plays a really crucial role. They set the tone for the whole meeting and they are effectively the leader of the meeting, and as such their job is to set a standard of professionalism, reliability and accountability to every other organisation around the table.
So let's start with our first case. That's Lorna Winters. She's 35 years of age, and Charlie Winter, who's 35 years of age.
When a case is discussed at MARAC, we would expect the referring agency to be the first people to present that case, present the reasons why that case has been referred to MARAC and outline the updated information around that victim.
This case was referred to us through the IDVA service. Therefore, if I go to Zoe, who can bring us up to date?
Thank you. Lorna was referred by the police to our helpline. We arranged a meeting with her and we completed a risk assessment from there. On that risk assessment, she did come out as high risk. So she's been referred to us, to the MARAC today, and is now being supported by one of the IDVA service. She is aware of that referral and she has consented to it.
The role of the IDVA, and IDVA stands for Independent Domestic Violence Advisor, is to be a voice for the client essentially. So the client doesn't attend that meeting themselves, and in lieu of their attendance, the IDVA goes to that meeting to act as their voice, to put across their priorities, their wishings and their feelings about what they feel they need to address their safety.
The difference to a MARAC meeting where the IDVA has spoken to the victim ahead of the meeting and we get her voice there and what she feels would help keep her safe transforms the quality of the action plan. So it's a really critical role and critical in terms of following up and ensuring that the victim is safe afterwards.
So Lorna's quite clear that she wants the violence to stop, but she's absolutely terrified of police involvement making things worse. She said that to me several times. She made it quite clear she was very worried about the children and Jake in particular. That comes from her previous experience of involving the police in incidents, which has led to things at home getting worse.
We would then expect the chair to ask each agency at the MARAC what relevant information they had about that referral.
Police were called to this latest incident, although no allegations were made at that time. The call came from a young male who said the bastard stepdad was killing his mum.
Lorna's not had any recent contact with the health visiting team, but we have noticed that Rita, the youngest, is not up to date with her vaccinations at the moment.
Charlie was referred to our service by his GP, who is concerned about his level of drinking since his redundancy. We then wrote to Charlie offering an appointment, but he never responded.
Yeah, Lorna has spent one night only in the refuge. That was 5th of March this year. She phoned us later to say she wasn't coming back, she was fine, she was back with her husband, and asked us not to ring her.
Once all the information has been shared at the MARAC meeting, we would expect the chair to sum up what the risks are that have been identified and ask the MARAC representatives if there are any risks that are missing from those that they've already identified.
Quite a few risks there, and it's quite a volatile situation. He's showing controlling and jealous behaviour. There's also, we see that the risk is increasing as the assaults are becoming worse.
Once the MARAC is satisfied that all risks have been identified, we then move on to the action planning process, where the actions have to ensure that they directly relate to the risks, so that we are increasing safety and reducing risk by those actions. Around 20 cases in a meeting are discussed, and the time period that those cases are discussed in is around 12 minutes. So it's quite a fast-paced meeting with lots of information shared during that time.